guys, what's up? This is Emmaleighkate, and I am here to review today the horror survival game, The Last of Us. Now, even though it's a horror survival game, in my opinion, it's not really similar to anything in its genre. Kind of has like the scary character feels, but it's, in my opinion, I wouldn't even really know what to classify it as. It's just an amazing, amazing campaign. Now, The Last of Us is a PlayStation exclusive, so I do recommend to all of you guys who are like primary Xbox or PC players, I'm primarily Xbox, to go out, dust off your PS3, and pick up this game. You will not regret it, I promise you. Now, this game was developed by Naughty Dog, who did an absolutely amazing job marketing and promoting this game. I remember seeing this back when I went to E3 and PAX and whatnot, because it was announced in 2011, which is like, pretty long. But it didn't release until earlier this year, I believe in June, and it lived up, in my opinion, to every last bit of hype. Now, the campaign, like when I looked at it before I started playing, is said to last anywhere from, I think, 12 to 16 hours, depending on like how fast you pick up your surroundings and whatnot. There are a couple parts in there that definitely gave me a hard time and I struggled on. But once you kind of understand that you need to use your environment to survive, you'll be just fine. Now, you start off by playing as Joel, who you guys have seen in the cutscenes. And in my opinion, he's a little bit older than your typical main campaign character. So you are immediately, like right here, just even watching this kind of bothers me, but you're immediately struck by far the most emotional scene that I have ever seen in a video game. This is not even 10 minutes into the game, and I was actually questioning, like, if the whole thing is like this, I can't handle it. Now, it could be due to me being a parent, I'm not really sure, but I think that anyone with a heart can kind of agree with me that shit. Like, you are literally saying shit or oh my god the entire time. Now, something cool that you guys actually just saw in that scene was the fact that he kind of like made the enemies turn white, but that is because he has special hearing. It's like extended hearing, so it makes them appear through, whether it's be through walls or whatever. But even though you had that, using stealth was sometimes extremely frustrating. Now, obviously you guys have the option to use weapons. You saw the gun in the bottom right hand corner. So it's not a Dishonored style game where like you're creeping about the whole time. But you will find out that by using different weapons in like different scenarios and stuff, that it may cause you to fail your goal. So like, I forget the name of the things, but they had like glowing heads. So like if you shot by them, they obviously heard you, and it would draw out a million enemies. So it may cause you to fail. So use different weapons like your pistols, rifle, you had like a longbow, flamethrower, all sorts of stuff. One thing that I absolutely loved was the fact that Naughty Dog implemented a Far Cry type crafting system per se. By that I meant like you pick up items that you may find, throughout your surroundings, and you could use them to craft items such as like health packs, which I used a lot, smoke bombs, Molotov, nail bombs, and shivs. Yeah, I did say shiv, like prison fight, like pew pew. But something I found kind of frustrating was the fact that you had to use shivs to kill like the glowing heads that I just talked about, or to crack open doors to find items to like upgrade your guns or whatever the case may be. But why I found that frustrating is because you have limited uses per items. So I believe the shiv was 2 uses if you were to like, kill somebody, or if you used it to crack a door, it was gone immediately. I did like the fact that if you collected the toolboxes and parts that I was just talking about, that you could use the workbenches placed, variously throughout whatever level or whatnot that you're on, that you could upgrade your weapon of choice, or if you collected training manuals, you were also able to upgrade your crafting items. So you could change your shiv, from 2 uses to 4 uses. So I definitely liked that because you can kind of manipulate how you're using each item. So I know for those of you guys out there that, aren't huge campaign or storyline players or fans, you guys are like, why the hell would I go and pick this up? Well, actually, Naughty Dog did a cool job of implementing what they would say, was multiplayer, but it is considered factions. Now, that mode is pretty cool, if you're just kind of diving into it per se. but you are allowed to pick a faction when you first start where you're either a hunter or the Fireflies. Now, the goal is you have to hold out 12 weeks, and, while you're doing that, you have to collect supplies, and that's during matches. So each match counts as a day. So imagine, how many times that takes for 12 weeks. If you do end up surviving the 12 weeks, you have the option to re-choose your faction again. So some people absolutely love the multiplayer, some people hated it. I mean, it's just kind of, to each their own. Now, it's not really what you guys are thinking, like, oh, you just run out and grab supplies. There's other ways to do it. You can kill an enemy, get an assist for a kill, revive a teammate, crafting items, or picking up supplies from the enemies that have dropped them. So, I mean, it's definitely something different. I kind of dabbled around to it. It was just a big change of pace from, like, the overly emotional storyline of this. So I definitely suggest checking it out if you haven't yet, but, it's not for everybody. Now, the multiplayer mode is still kind of based on, what you're playing as single player. I am just getting back to this a little bit due to the scene that we just saw. Something that I absolutely love that Naughty Dog did is that they spent so much time developing these characters. So you have, both Joel and Ellie, who are shaped by so much tragedy and, different things that have experienced, whether it be, throughout the game or not on the game, and you're just watching them develop, and they just have this bond that's absolutely undeniable. You just saw them get into a fight, and then now you're watching her, attempt to save her life, and, Joel is this, heartbroken guy that just lost his child and, is going about, and you kind of see him develop as, treating Ellie like his own. And then you have Ellie, who just swears and cusses like a sailor, who's too independent for her own good. Well, if you guys watch my Let's Play, you hear me say, like, why can you talk like that? Or, like, you're a little bitch. But, I mean, they definitely did such an amazing job in developing these characters. This game spares no expense at tugging at your heartstrings. So that is something that I guess made it to be one of my top 3 games, if not top 2, from the fact that every time you thought you were out of the clear and there were no more, emotional parts or whatnot, boom, there's another one. And they did a good job as far as developing relationships with people. Every time you had a new character come in, there would be, your climax or whatever the case may be as the story progresses. I don't want to give too much away or give spoilers, but you lose, or I guess they're no longer a part of your life constantly. So every person you come across besides Ellie and Joel, that is who you have. So I definitely recommend going out and picking up this game, especially if you absolutely adore campaigns like I do. I would play any campaign, but this one, even right now, look at what a cute giraffe. So if you guys like what you're watching, go check out my Let's Play. I'll be sure to put it down below in the description for you. That's it. There you guys have it. That was the review of the absolutely amazing survival horror game, The Last of Us. Now, I do suggest that you guys go out and pick up this game as soon as possible. Also, be sure to check out the written review below in the description, hosted on my blog. Be sure to like, comment, fave, sub if you guys like what you see. Until next time, this is Emmaleighkate.